Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're going to be doing a quick roundup of some of my favorite products at the drugstore. I'm going to be doing a full tutorial on this look right here, which is a little bit bolder than I typically go for, but I am loving this blue. So if that's something you're into, make sure to keep on watching, and please don't forget to subscribe because I do upload 3 times a week, and that is the best way to stay up to date on all the fun stuff I'm posting. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can get a notification every time I upload, which once again is 3 times a week. So thank you guys so much, and let's jump right into the video. So happy take 2. I did film this video last night, and when I went to edit it this morning, it looked like absolute garbage. So I'm starting off with my Sephora Collection Super Matte Moisturizer. It is like $16, and a little goes a very long way. It is a 3-in-1, so it is going to smooth the skin a little bit to give you a nice smooth base to prime the skin. It is going to be your daily moisturizer, and it also has an oil control component that really helps to make me not get shiny throughout the day. So I'm gonna try and give you guys like the why I love these products, because again, this is like some of my current favorites at the drugstore. However, some of these products you've seen like 1,000 times over, so I am going to be skipping a little bit, or at least, you know, I've spoken about these 2 BH palettes so many times, and they are magical, and I've used them on my channel so many times. And if I'm doing beauty on a budget, this is like the first place I go, my Desert Oasis palette and my Studio Pro palette. You know I love them. When it gets time to use them, I'm not gonna like go super in-depth in them because I have featured them, again, so many times. So I have been playing around with the HD liquid coverage from Catrice lately, and I've been really enjoying it. However, if I was gonna do like my favorites at the drugstore, I would have to be talking about my L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear. So I'm going to grab, I'm actually going to take a little bit of both of these and blend them on the skin. And I'm going to rush through this just because you guys have seen me apply so many times. I will be taking the same matching concealer for the under eye area. And if it's a little lighter than I want, actually no. I've been liking that one lately, but if it's like long term, I've been liking the Conceal and Define from Makeup Revolution for a lot longer. So I feel like that's the one we're going to use today. Yeah, so I'm going to go put the 3 of those on, and I'll be right back. And to set that down, I'm going to grab my Coty Airspun powder at like $5, even compared to like my high-end powders. I still find that I'm regularly and consistently grabbing for this powder. So I'm just going to make sure we have no creases. And then just press some powder into the under eyes first. And then once the under eyes are set down, I'm just going to add a very thin layer of this powder to the rest of the face. So while I let the under eyes bake for a little bit, I'm going to go prime my eyes and throw my brows on. I have yet to find an affordable combo for eye primer and brows, so let me know down below what some of your recommendations are. I'm going to go pop those on really quick, and I'll be right back. Alright, so now that we are back, I'm just going to dust off any baking powder. I'm just going to kind of swirl my powder brush everywhere to make sure that there is no buildup of powder on the skin. And then grabbing my BH Cosmetics Studio Pro, I'm going to quickly bronze, sculpt, and brighten the face out of this. Now you can stop the bronzing glow there. I'm going to take a little bit of the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer just to add a touch more bronze to the skin. It is summer. I did want to do something very like blue on the eyes today, so I wanted to make sure if I'm going super cool toned that the skin is nice and bronzy, just to kind of counteract some of that coolness. I'm going to grab a little bit of the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist, which you guys know is one of my favorites. And we're just going to take down any powderiness on the skin before I go in with my glowy blush and my highlighter. So the combo I'm going to be using today is going to be the Milani Baked Blush in Luminoso and the Maybelline Master Chrome in the shade 250. You guys are going to see that the Milani blush is going to give me some nice luminosity on its own. So then by adding a little bit of the Master Chrome, and I mean a little, it's just going to give you that really amped up glow. So I'm going to take a touch of that blush and just add a little bit of that luminous pinky coral. See how it's just like a natural glow with just a touch of peachy pink? Like that's the vibe I like to go for most of the time. And lately, you guys will notice, I have been packing on the blush. So for those of you who are newer here, this is a little bit more with what I normally do. I don't know, the past, I want to say 6 weeks, I have just been really into blush. And then with that Maybelline highlighter, I'm just going to take a little bit of that just on the highest point of the cheekbone, and I am going to take that around the brow bone, just to amp it up a little bit more. Alright, so jumping into eyes, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the Collab Beauty Bold Face Liner. This is in the shade Fearless, which is a really pretty navy. Where's my mirror? And I'm just going to quickly throw some liner and tight line with this color. So I don't know if on camera that is showing as quite as blue as it is in person. On camera it looks a little more black, but I promise you this is a blue liner. I'm going to be taking this magical palette today, which you guys know I have been, obsessed with for a while, and that's putting it lightly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by taking the shade Canyon right here, and I'm just going to very lightly dust that in the crease as my transition shade. I am going to be taking one of the darker terracotta tones in the crease after. So this is just going to make everything blend a little more seamless. On a slightly fluffier brush, I'm going to take Sandstone, which is again that burnt terracotta, almost coral. And I'm just going to blend that in the upper crease. I've said this before, but when I like to go in with these super cool tone looks, because I am going to be using a lot of blue today, I do like to make sure that I have a very warm crease going on, just so there's a little bit of contrast. So grabbing Hot Spring, the vibrant blue shade down here, I'm going to load that up onto a packing brush. I'm going to take a little bit of my Morphe setting spray just to wet the shade, because that's going to help reduce any fallout on the cheeks, and I'm going to pack that on the lid. First off, this is a beautiful blue shadow. Second off, this palette is under $20. I don't think there's much more you can ask for than a beautiful, blinding foiled blue at this cost. So because we packed that on so vibrantly, I am going to take my Morphe setting spray again, just to set down the eyes, just so that if there is any residual fallout left on the eye, that is going to kind of sandwich in. And I am going to use my finger, and just gently pat the lid, just to make sure we don't get any transfer or fallout. Then going back into that last brush with that same terracotta shade, I'm just going to very lightly blend out the crease. Then I'm going to grab Nightscape, the dark brown in the palette, and I'm going to take a very tiny bit of this and just deepen up the outer V of the eye. And you see how that just gives the eye so much more definition? That's what we're going for. Then going back into that first brush, we're just going to make sure any edges are nice and neatly blended out. And then I'm going to grab a touch more of Canyon, my transition shade, and just blend once more around the outer portion of the transition area. Next, grabbing a pencil brush, I'm going to grab a flat brush, and I'm going to take Nightscape, that dark brown, and I'm just going to very lightly press that into the outermost portion of the lower lash line. Then on a pencil brush, going into Dune right here, which is a slightly in between shade from the terracotta we used and the transition shade. And I'm just going to blend out. Then I'm going to grab a bullet brush, and I'm just going to blend all of that out with no additional product. I've noticed that lately I've been going super heavy on the lower lash line, and I did want to avoid that today. So all I'm doing is making sure everything is nice and blended, and then taking a little bit more of that transition shade just to build it up where we need it. Then on a detail brush, I'm going to take Turquoise, which is a very icy blue, and I'm going to highlight the inner corner. All right, I'm just going to grab a touch of the brightening powder, just because I did kick off a little fallout, and it did take off a bit of that brightness, so we're just going to re-intensify that a tiny bit. So I'm going to go curl my lashes, throw on some mascara, and my lashes. For mascara, I'm going to be taking the Skinny Lash from NYX, which is going to be a really nice lash mascara just to kind of coat your lashes. And I'll be throwing on my Nova lashes from the Makeup Shack. Both of these are very affordable. I love these lashes because the tips of the hairs are actually blue. So anytime I do a blue look, I love going in with something like this. So I'm going to go throw those on and I'll be right back. So I'm actually going to skip lashes just because I'm kind of liking the way the blue is looking with just mascara. But I am going to take a little bit of Hot Spring, that same blue shade. And I'm just going to take a little bit into the waterline. Yeah, the liner I used, I was noticing, wasn't giving me quite as much blue rounding the eye. And whenever I go in with this like vibrant shade of blue, I really want to make sure that it is 360 around the whole eye. So from Maybelline, this is Spicy Mauve. This is just a really pretty glossy lip. I'm going to throw this on because I think it's going to complement the eyes nicely. And one last time, I'm just going to set down everything. And that's the finished look. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, please leave me your recommendations down below for brows and eye primers that are affordable, because I've tried so many and I have yet to find anything that I like as much as my prestige or my high-end products. So please let me know down below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.